59. Hit in the air and right. Millar drifting back. That one's over his head and goes into the bullpen, which might have been a break for the Red Sox, as they will send Reed Johnson back to third.
9 ERA, but he was spotted an early lead. That's Frank Catalanotto with an RBI double. 2-0 Toronto.
Nobody out. Frank Catalanotto off BK Kim to right for a double. What a night for Catalanotto. 5 for 5, a homer. He drove in 2. Hustling in there as Trot Nixon has issues in right field.
And Byung Young Kim, he makes his Sox debut, looking to get an inning of work in before he makes a start on Tuesday. Catalanotto into right. Reed Johnson from first. 10-7 Blue Jays. They pasted Red Sox pitching this weekend. Catalanotto 3 for 4, 4 runs, 2 RBIs.
5 runs, 5-2. Bottom 7, Frank Catalanotto, 2-run RBI double off Scott Williamson. He goes 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs. And the Blue Jays get it done. 12-6 is your final. Blue Jays have turned 3 triple plays in their history, last in 1979. Frank Catalanotto going to start their 4th, fielding the Mike Matheny fly. Eduardo Perez doubled off second, and Tino is tagged out. But Tony La Russa, he is not buying that scenario, and here's why. Closer review, Catalanotto never caught that baseball. Home plate umpire Wally Bell says put the cards back on the bases, and that's going to bring out Carlos Tosca. Blue Jays skipper, never been tossed as a major league manager. Well, he's going to get his 15 minutes of fame and then some. After about a 20-minute show, one that Tino and Orlando Hudson enjoyed, Bell shows Carlos the thumb. Tosca leaves, only to return and say, we are formally protesting this game. Bell makes it official and orders takeout. Cards 5 Jays. Frank Catalanotto, bat .417 in his last 9 games. He's taken Brian Meadows deep for his 6th. Jays win 13-8. Lytle gets his 9th win despite an ERA of .507. Pirates have lost 6 of 7.
Ruled ahead. Cash was 4 for 4. Revamped infield not helping. Top 9 tied at 5. Frank Catalanotto. Omar Infante.
12th inning. Toronto with a man on second. Mike DeJean facing Frank Catalanotto. Jays are the worst hitting team in the bigs, but a big hit there. Chris Woodward scores, and the Jays score the 5-4 win. Frank Catalanotto. And 0 for 3 against Mike Mussina, but he came in batting .452 career against the Moose, so the odds were with him. Base hit scores 2. It's 4-2, and Mussina not happy. Top
hits went for doubles, and they're not even at Fenway. Frank Catalanotto left. Bordick from second in. The relay. Billy Miller, off his glove. Catalanotto to second. The lead is cut to 6-3.
Frank Catalanotto, the Blue Jays, playing the second game of their doubleheader with the White Sox in Chicago. On the top of the first, Catalanotto, a base hit up the middle off Dan Wright, and so far, he's 1 for 1. His second at bat in the second inning. And Catalanotto gets one upstairs, goes with it, base hit to right, 2 for 2. Lots of Toronto hits. Jays had 18 in the game. Top 4 is third AB with 2 on, base hit to center. Chris Woodward comes in. Catalanotto 3 for 3 so far, and the Blue Jays have a 4-2 lead over the White Sox. He can become the first Blue Jay ever to go 6 for 6. It's a top play nominee, and there it is. 6 for 6, tying an American League record. 1 shy of Rennie Stennett's Major League record set in 1975. Harold Reynolds, your thoughts on 6 for 6? 4th at bat in the 5th. Catalanotto squeaks it the other way. They're going to wave in a run here. And Frank Catalanotto 4 for 4. The Blue Jays have a 7-5 lead. His 5th at bat in the 7th. Drops for a double. Frank Catalanotto was 5 for 5, and in the 8th inning,
I had to position myself at first base and forget about the stolen bases.
Off the glove of Miranda, it'll bounce into left field. Another run is in to score. Johnson will be held at third. Catalanotto hustles into second base, give him an RBI, and the Blue Jays have taken the lead.
Had to go on the disabled list for 3 weeks. A 1-ball count. They give Frank the alley in left center. A-Rod is waiting next. And the pitch. Swung on, hit well to deep right center field. That one is on its way. It's history for Frank Catalanotto. Above the bullpen. As Frank hits his first of the year. It's 9-4 Texas.
It's amazing how you could step into the batter's box in the first inning of a game when you haven't played very much, and it seems like foreign territory. And by the end of the game, it seems like your favorite chair. He settled in, got a fastball groove from Vizcaíno, who didn't get it down, and Frank got it up and out.
No doubt about that one, but the
one on each side of the ledger, and that is going to be trouble. That is back and gone. Frank Catalanotto gives Toronto the 1-0 advantage.
Two hits for the Blue Jays. 2 hits for Catalanotto. And maybe Frank Catalanotto took more batting practice off Ryan Glenn this spring than other Blue Jays players. Supposed to be outside, inside corner, and the left-hander just dropped the head of the bat. And
line drive left field, and on the ball, Catalanotto makes a sliding catch, and on we go. Oh, was that ball hit hard? But Catalanotto comes in and makes the grab. A hit and error, 2 men left. On we go to the 12th. Orioles and Blue Jays knotted up at 4.
Higginson sends a fly ball back into left field. Catalanotto will go to the wall for this one, and he makes the catch. Catalanotto stayed right with that fly ball, a step away from the wall.
Catalanotto, big fly, right field, back it goes. The cat hits it just above the doggy seats. A home run for Catalanotto, his 12th of the year. Blue Jays lead.
Fitting, on the dog day afternoon, the cat goes deep, and he knew as soon as he hit it. Towering drive into that second deck in right field, his 12th of the year. That ball's up a little bit below the belt, but up out over the plate. And you can hear the sound. Boy, he made good.
Players coming out of the independent leagues. There's a looper toward the left center gap, and here comes Catalanotto. He dives, and he got it. Wow, that's the second out.
It was. We had Catalanotto as a Rule 5 draft years ago in Oakland, and it was one of those deals where you had if he made the club, he was going to stay with you all year. And he was having a great first half of spring, but as the spring went along, he was started to press a little bit, trying to stay with us and make the club, and ended up.
Actually, there's a chance for that. Justin Thompson on the mound for the Tigers tomorrow against Dave Berber for the Indians. Catalanotto, first pitch swinging into center. Lofton drops it off the end of his glove, but it rolls right to Witten. Catalanotto steams into second base. He's in. They're going to score at a base hit, glancing off the glove of Kenny Lofton.
Right now hasn't had very many at-bats, only a dozen coming into the game. The one man that has less than him is Scott Sheldon. 1-1 pitch grounded right back up the middle by Heredia and into center field. Catalanotto aboard with a 2-out single, and that's going to bring A-Rod to the plate with a chance to do more damage against the A's.
Day. Okay. Which doesn't sound like much, but one-on-one it's a lot.
Does it cut into your work? What time do you have to get up for work?
Here's Matsui, and coming on is Catalanotto. There's the tag from Sheffield. He'll score.
Pretty good base running by Gary Sheffield.
Yeah.
A lot of times as a runner, you want to start taking off thinking that this ball would fall in there, but Catalanotto picks it right off the field turf. Sheffield was back at third. Pretty good throw from Catalanotto.
Miller, fly ball, shallow left running in. Catalanotto makes the grab. A long way to come, but he likes the outcome. Whoa.
Been a few that have dropped in today. He got a good jump and he read that well. Makes a sliding catch in left field. That's a great play. The other factor we're talking about.
Jays. To right field down the line. Nixon headed over towards the pole, and it is gone. A solo home run for Catalanotto. So a triple, and now a home run for Catalanotto. And it's a 3-1 Toronto lead.
Once again, you know, it happened last time with Catalanotto. Same thing here, a mislocation. Now watch Jason Varitek set up away, and watch location of pitch. Pitch is going to be inside. And shake of the head of Bronson Arroyo. It happened the same thing last time with Catalanotto when he got the
seventh.
1-2. Catalanotto. Goodbye. And goodbye, Ryan Franklin. 3-run shot by the Cat. Another great at-bat by a Blue Jay hitter tonight.
Kept fouling off the tough pitches from Ryan Franklin, and it looked like a splitter, something over the middle of the plate that just stood there. Catalanotto stays back, and he knows he got it. Puts his head down, home run number 5 on the
Drives to center field. Back goes Petrick. Back he goes and watches it fly. 2 home runs, 2 at-bats for Frank Catalanotto. Straight away center field.
When you go up to the plate and just try to put a good swing on the baseball, good things happen. He's not trying to hit a home run here. He just drops the head of the bat on a ball that's down around his knees. Not a bad pitch from Mears. And he hits it very similarly to the one that he hit in the first inning. Hits the bottom half of the ball.
Towards right field. Into the corner it goes. Pagan couldn't get it. Kenny Lofton trots home. Ball game. Now they're paying attention to Catalanotto.
That's what you got to do. You got to get a game winner if you want to be noticed.
Cat is the hero today, and the Cubs' first visit to Arlington ends with them losing 2 out of 3. Former Cub Kenny Lofton scores the winner. And Tom, in a season that has been nothing but disappointing so far, every once in a while things are looking up. And
oh wow, he almost had that ball too.
That's looking great if you're a Ranger fan.
The Cat got jammed a little bit. The fastball's on the inside corner. He looped it, and Pagan's got great speed, almost made the play.
Lofton stomps on home plate. The Rangers walk off with a 6-5 win.
Tejeda from the stretch. And this ball drilled to left field. Catalanotto back there at the track. And he comes up with a beautiful catch. So they'll leave a man. We are scoreless through 2. All right.
Tough game like this, 15-3. It's very difficult to stay focused as if it was a 1-0 game, which he is very accustomed to being in.
Frank Catalanotto, line shot, skips on by Rick Wilkins down the right field line. The Tigers are going to get another run. Here comes Tomberlin on to score an RBI double for Catalanotto. And the Tigers now lead 16-3.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember. It's too far back.
To left field and chased. A sliding catch by Catalanotto.
That helps.
Couldn't quite get it in there in time to double off Kadire. Yeah, the Rangers needed that in a big way. That's the second sliding catch in as many games now for Cat.
Nice play by Cat. He had to go a long way to make that play. And that's where there's a dive to make a catch for sure. I don't think he could have reached out and shoot.
Granato here. Liner caught by Catalanotto. He's got a double play on Abercrombie. Oh boy. Second straight night, Abercrombie has been doubled off second on a line drive. And it's no runs, 1 hit, nobody left.
Shine from Greg Zahn, settles on the pitch, and Soriano lifts a lazy fly ball down the left field line. Catalanotto slides, and he will make the catch on the backhand. Jogging back to first base is Gary Matthews Jr. on a little lazy fly ball, and as if Catalanotto got a little bit of a late break.
The bat now, he's 0 for 2. Popped to third, struck out, and the Cat drives to right. It'll be a base hit. That will take away the perfect game of Mike Messina. The young Frank Catalanotto drives one into right field. Spoils a perfect game and the no-hitter.
I tell you what, I'd like to see no-hitters. Half root against Mike Messina because I didn't think it would have been a fair one.
The Cat gets up right here. Mike Mussina gets this ball up. It's, I think, a little tight slider. It kind of hangs over the plate. Cat jumps on it. And what did Mike Mussina think about that?
The 2-2. Fly ball left field. Catalanotto in pursuit. Foul territory. Look what Frankie's got. Nice run. Great catch by Catalanotto.
Boy, is that a big lift for a pitcher. What a great play. He went a long way. You can see he was shaded towards left center field. He knows he's getting close to the wall, into foul territory, reaching in among the fans. Look at that, right in the webbing. What a great play.
Vanish in the 10th, Frank Catalanotto. Off Ricky Batalico, and it's gone. 3-1 Tigers. Next batter is Juan Encarnacion.
% sure before leaving the dugout. Grimsley sure it was the wrong call. This is the wrong pitch to the next batter. Pinch hitting Frank Catalanotto. He clears the bases with the RBI triple. And then Grimsley, well, he's going to go bread on us. So by George. First and second with no outs. Frank Catalanotto up next. Carlos Lee in left. Apparently he left his game mitt at home. Chris Woodward will come home on the air. One of 4 White Sox miscues on the day. It's 3-2 Chicago. Vernon Wells walked
4 in favor of the Indians, but top 8, Tigers down 6-5. Frank Catalanotto off Paul Shuey, his second homer of the night, 4th of the year, 2-run shot. He was 4 for 4, drove in 3.
It's in 5 1/3. 4 batters later, Mike Timlin on. Frank Catalanotto doubles. Toronto has scored 112 runs in its last 16 games. They set a franchise record for wins in a month. They went 21-8 in May. That after a 10-18 April. They beat Boston 10-7.
Tigers, Frank Catalanotto. A towering 2-run homer off Jose Jimenez. This one goes off the 3rd deck. Catalanotto's 5th of the season as the Tigers win it by the final.
More and more players coming out of the independent leagues. There's a looper toward the left center gap, and here comes Catalanotto. He dives, and he got it. Wow. That's the second out.
It was. We had Catalanotto as a Rule 5 draft years ago in Oakland, and it was one of those deals where you had if he made the club, he was going to stay with you all year. And
5, Frank Catalanotto. He's playing every day. Ball players say if you play every day, you play better. Adam Kennedy fields, fires. Nice barehanded catch, but everybody's safe. The Jays 8-9 hitters, 5 for 8, 4 runs.
Derek Jeter says, sorry, dog, she's gone. Top of the 4th, 1-0 New York, and Soriano boots one, and from there, Jeff Weaver begins to struggle. 3 batters later, base.
Donia said they stink, and now he proves it. Frank Catalanotto hits a chopper to Jose Valentin. Valentin, what about him? He can't handle it. It was a tough hop. That's a moderate on the stinkometer.
Stoker 7 for his first 21 on the season. Right back and off Schilling and into center field. Here to get a piece of Schilling on the way by as it deflects into center field, and Catalanotto's aboard.
Well, Catalanotto again. Now he's now hitting 6 straight games. He's hitting every game of this series. 3 hits in the first game. He was 1 for 4 yesterday, and right back up the middle on Schilling. Schilling fortunate this didn't get him in throwing hand.
A little bit, has such great hand-eye coordination.
Here's Frank Catalanotto. 0 for 2 so far. Catalanotto, just a guy who can hit. 295 coming into play tonight. Not big time power, has just 8 home runs, but how about 28 doubles, 4 triples. The 0-1 pitch. Looped into center field. Base hit. Hero scores from second. Griffin's going to round third. He'll head on home. And the Blue Jays have a 5-run 4th inning, and they're going to bat around.
It's tough to throw out a guy scoring from second base with 2 outs because he's going on contact with Aaron Giles' arm. Royals had a shot to throw out John Ford Griffin. Guile knew it, and at the last moment took his eye off the ball because he knew he had to hustle in, grab it quickly, throw quickly, and never did secure it. Being a closer, even though you know your role and you understand how to pitch in that situation, is that some organizations will argue that it's better for guys to start in the minor leagues because you pitch more innings, you face more batters, you face more situations. If you're a dominating closer in the minor leagues, you face 3 guys a night, and that's it. You get to the big leagues and you think the same thing's going to happen at this level. That's not always the case.
I think we're learning how to develop those relievers a little bit, and a lot of people tell you now in the minor leagues they want everybody to pitch at least 2 innings. Angel Barroa with the dive, knocked it down, couldn't control it, and Griffin is going to score. And it is a 4-run Toronto inning. So the Blue Jays are going to bat around for the 2nd consecutive inning.
It's just the way it's going for the Royals tonight. Nice effort by Barroa, got his glove on it. 9 out of 10 times you make a play like that and you get your glove on it and you don't catch it, the ball will just lie right there. But for some reason this time it hit Barroa's glove so hard, and because of the angle of the glove it rolled out into shallow left field. If he knocks that down, Griffin has to stop at third base.
Action in behind Keith Folk in the bullpen. David Ortiz going back toward that 379 mark. When it left the bat, it looked like it certainly had a chance, but Vernon Wells back to the warning track, got the hand out ready to pat himself against the wall and makes the catch just in front of 379. Spinning Catalanotto out of the way, a full count. Well, the Red Sox, the 23 final at bat wins last season. On the ground and out of the reach of Bellhorn into right field. And the Blue Jays have the lead runner on here in the 10th inning. Well, now you get deep into the heart of this order. Wells, Delgado. Delgado's been very quiet today. Phelps has had a good day.
.299 average last year, takes ball 1, career highs in 13 homers and 59 runs batted in. Takes a strike.
You can see Johnson working the outer edge away to the lefties with that 2-seam fastball. Produces a lot of movement. Last couple of years he's become more of a ground ball pitcher, trying to keep the ball down and get that movement downward.
Ooh. Jackknifed out of the way in time. 2-1.
Well, after a couple of sinkers away, he comes back with a 4-seam fastball. Pushes Catalanotto off the plate.
The 2-1. Stroked into center field. The one bouncer. Sanchez up with it. Catalanotto on his way to second and slides in safely. A double for Frank Catalanotto.
Hit the ball right on the line once again. It was swinging 2 right out of the box. This is a single for a lot of hitters. Alex Sanchez in center didn't take a great route to it. Then he backed up, and you see the high hop. He fields it, has a very weak throwing arm. Catalanotto takes advantage of that and easily gets into second base with the double.
Here's Catalanotto. He's 0 for 2. Couple of grounders, 1 into a double play. Well, people forget. They think of you, Joe, mostly as home runs and RBIs, and with good reason, but back in the early 90s, maybe even in the 80s, you had a couple of 30-30 seasons, didn't you?
Well, in 86, I went 29-29, and then the following year, I ended up with 30 stolen bases. Had 40 stolen bases in AAA, but, you know, once you've reached a certain level, I mean, it got really hard for me to go to the next level of stealing more bases. I remember going into the, I believe it was the 93 season, and saying, look, okay, this is going to be my year. I'm going to go 40-40. And I happened to be hitting in front of John Olerud the year he was almost hitting 400. Right. So Cito Gaston said, you can't run because first base would be open. So I had I had to position myself at first base and forget about the stolen bases.
Off the glove of Randa, it'll bounce into left field. Another run is in to score. Johnson will be held at third. Catalanotto hustles into second base, give him an RBI, and the Blue Jays have taken the lead.
Well, this is the way the season has been going for the Kansas City Royals and Tony Pena. Randa, if he lets the ball go or doesn't even touch it, it may be an infield hit, and the run's going to score, but because he knocks the ball away from Baroa, goes in the outfield, continues the inning. It seems like if it wasn't for bad luck, they'd have no luck at all.
And it was a good base running by Catalanotto, because as soon as he saw Desi Rutherford running for it and sees Baroa on the ground, Harvey wasn't thinking that he might go, so Harvey's trailing. He knew nobody's covering second base. He can just walk in the
Catalanotto in the big leagues first for the Detroit Tigers. Originally a Tigers 10th round pick back in 1992. 3 seasons with the Texas Rangers, and now in his 3rd season as a member of the Toronto Blue Jays. First year here in Toronto was definitely his best. He hit 34 home runs in his first season in a Blue Jays uniform.
I didn't realize that. 34 home runs?
No, I didn't. It's a complete lie, as it turns out.
Oh.
He had 34 doubles this first season. The question was it going to correct it once I found it? This is line into left center field. They're in for a hit. Catalanotto's thinking too. The throw to second base. Close, but not in time. Catalanotto's got himself a double with 1 down.
That's a hustle double, too, by Catalanotto. He's going hot right out of the box. And that ball toward the gap. Manny made a pretty good play getting there. Got rid of the ball quickly back in. Just good hustle by Catalanotto to pick up the double. Fastball away, and you can see right now he's thinking about 2 right out of the batter's box. Cuts first base nicely. And into second base as Graffinito has to kind of reach toward the pitcher's mound side to get that ball, swipe around, and not quite in time.
Well, 1 down, Catalanotto at second base, and here's Vernon Wells. Yeah, he had 34 doubles back in 2003. That year he did have a career high in home runs, but it was 13. The far cry from the 34
surprised me a little bit.
Yeah,
Hangs in there, hits it hard. Catalanotto to short for 1. Return throw to the pitcher, and it's a 3-6-1 double play for the Tigers. Dave told you how well they're playing defensively. Only the Mets have made less errors than Detroit this year.
They seem to be the young nucleus of the starting staff that they're still trying to improve. There's Frank Catalanotto, the first baseman, in the absence of Tony Clark. Clark's on the disabled list with a right clavicular joint sprain. You're going to get out your charts and skeletons later and explain.
I would put that in the category of his shoulder problem.
Once again, you have the ability to get right to the heart of the matter. Injury suffered not long after Clark was hit in the head last weekend by a pitch from Jarrett Wright. Catalanotto just got a piece of that 0-2 pitch and rolled it foul. Catalanotto, not really a first baseman, but playing there today in the absence of Clark. Pulled to right field, a base hit. An 0-2 pitch taken into right just over the head of Jose Offerman. Catalanotto has the 3rd Detroit hit.
Well, certainly a different approach for the Tigers in this game against Portugal in that first outing at Tiger Stadium. That's a changeup on the 0-2 count. It was a one-handed swing by Frank Catalanotto. And he's able to drop the base in with the head of Jose Offerman.
That's in the situation, they don't really have a 4th outfielder. When they need somebody as a 4th outfielder, they'll send out a guy like Dave Berg or Howie Clark, but those guys are natural infielders. And Berg had a little trouble defensively last night in left field filling in for Catalanotto, but I just can't think of another team that doesn't have one guy who can go out there and play all three spots.
No, I agree with you. That's a rarity, especially. So basically, you're saying you have no one in AAA that you can bring up.
Well, they have guys who they're very high on, but they don't want to bring them up to sit on the bench. They don't have that. I'm trying to think of a guy who can fill in like an Orlando Palmeiro, a good pinch hitter, pinch runner, defense, can play all three spots in the outfield. They don't have a guy like that who you can just stick out there and be comfortable. You've got a major league caliber outfielder out there.
There are guys out there that can do the job. They're at home right now.
Saying I come cheap.
They're at home right now listening and saying I'm that guy. If you're that guy and you're at home, give Toronto a call if you're still in shape.
1-800-BLUE JAY. 3-1 on Catalanotto. And even Catalanotto's a guy, he's now a full-time outfielder, but he played a whole lot of second base earlier in his career. There's the guy who covers a lot of ground out in center field. On the outside corner, now a full count. Especially when you've got artificial turf as your home field, you'd love to give guys a day off every now and again, but when you do that and you're putting kind of a utility infielder out in the outfield, you're really losing something defensively. The 3-2. And a base hit into right field. Catalanotto the big turn, but he'll stop at first base. Vernon Wells will come up. I mentioned how cold he was at the beginning of the season. He got hot against the Royals a week ago today. Brian Anderson up at Skydome in Toronto. Vernon Wells with a home run into the second deck. Later on in the game, came back and hit another hanging breaking ball deep to left. And then later on in the game, Mike McDougal hit Wells up around the shoulder.
Third at Fenway Park. And Tim Wakefield. A half swing by Frank Catalanotto. Wakefield deflects. Valent's in the play. Safe at first base. It's a situation where probably Valentin or Garcia Parra would have made the play, but Wakefield deflected it. Now it's a base hit.
You see the check swing. I just wonder if Wakefield stretched a hamstring or something, because right now both Valentin and Sandley came in to talk to him. They saw him limping just a tad going back to the mound, but appears he's okay.
And we'll be back. Lefty against lefty. Will Ullman on to face Frank Catalanotto with his first at bat in this series. Aaron Hill is the runner at first. He just knocked in Shea Hillenbrand with the go-ahead run.
Catalanotto on the season 129 at bats against right-handed pitching, only 3 against left-handed pitching.
Has been known to engage in a little tomfoolery in the Cubs clubhouse, but he is all business when he gets on the mound. He has an intimidating presence. He has gone right after left-handed hitters this year. He's pitched in some big spots. Is allowed a .240 average against the lefties. They're 6 for 25 against them. He's going to throw over to first. Short lead over there by Hill.
Hill has not attempted a stolen base this season. However, this might be a time to try for your first. You have a hitter at the plate who's only had 3 at bats against left-handed pitching against a tough lefty. Even if Hill gets thrown out on the bases, you might see a right-handed reliever in the next half inning. Catalanotto would have a much better chance.
Here comes a 2-2, and it's bounced up there, blocked by Barrett.
Talk about mound presence. Tell Will Ullman that has confidence in his stuff, is very aggressive. And his 3-2 is bounced behind first. Derek Lee with a great play on the bare hand, but late as Catalanotto beats it out. So D. Lee was able to kind of knock it down. It'll be a hit. And on a deflection, he was able to barehand it, but Catalanotto got down the line in a hurry and beat Ullman to the base.
It looked like Ullman got a late break to first. I mean, you got to continue to go over there, especially the plays we've seen Derek Lee make this year. You got to get over to that bag on everything. Yep. Ullman's just late getting there. See, he doesn't break initially. He sees that ball hit down the line. He waits to see if D. Lee's going to make the play. Even with the bobble, had Ullman broken for first base right away, they would have gotten the out at first.
Cubs with 4 shutouts on the year.
Now, this is one of those save opportunities. Dempster's definitely going to have to earn it, working his way through the middle of the Blue Jays lineup. Catalanotto batting over 300 coming into play today. Then Wells and Hinske. Sometimes you can get a save opportunity, be facing the bottom of the order, maybe after a team's bench has been a little bit depleted. They don't have any pinch hitters, and it can be a relatively easy 1, 2, 3 inning, but he's going to have to work to get this one.
Vernon Wells on deck. A lot of home run power for him. The 3-1. Catalanotto deposits it into center for a leadoff single, so the tying run will come to the plate here in the 9th.
And Frank Catalanotto will lead it off against him. So Taylor, the tall pitcher, goes to work, and the Cat takes. It's a ball high. He's batting for Alvarez. And there's a looper into right. It'll be a base hit for the Cat. He's on with a single.
Tell you what, the Cat want to break up a no-hitter, bring up the Cat, want to break up an extra inning tie game, bring up the Cat, does his job right here, gets the Tigers lead-off man on. Are we going to see another bunt attempt here?
Gonzalez will be the man. He's got Catalanotto at first base.
He's up. I mean, that's what you'd be thinking.
Fastball, strike one. 96 from Chris Ray. Hudson's speed at second base. Adams at first. And we have a full 4-ball game. Top of the 7th inning. And another base hit. Hudson will be waved around. Gibbons with a good arm. The throw to the plate, and safe at the plate is the slide of Hudson, and the Blue Jays have the lead. Hudson may be hurt. It's a 5-4 lead. Hudson in that first base side batter's box. Looked like he had that leg extended back behind the body on the slide, and we'll see what has taken place for Orlando Hudson.
Just a flat slider, and Catalanotto doesn't miss it. And here's your good throw from Gibbons, as Fred Manfred told you. Strong arm, good throw. You really don't see anything. Maybe he just catches his leg or gets it pinned behind him. Yeah, see, he might have caught that left spike, and that's hopefully it's not anything serious with that ankle. But watch him just get across the plate, and then it looks like the spikes kind of dig in.
The Blue Jays, it really didn't go too well. Top 2, Frank Catalanotto to right center for a triple. A 2-run triple makes it 4-0 Toronto. Kurt Sarles, well, he was waxed. 6 runs on 8 hits and 3 2/3. And hey, kids.
Ground ball to third. Off the glove of A-Rod. Great reaction by Jeter. Throw to first, not in time.
Rio scores, and the Yankee lead is now 3-2.
Catalanotto's been one of the key acquisitions for the Blue Jays. They picked up some good character veterans in the offseason. None of them too expensive. Mike Bordick, Greg Myers the other, and that's Frank Catalanotto. Line drive the other way for a base hit as we get our first update of the night. Pam Ward and Rob Dibble back in the studio.
All right, Dan, Bernie Williams is back.
Customary spot tonight, number 6 hole. Here's the 1-0 to Catalanotto. It's just called strike 1 and 1. It's 2 and 1. Catalanotto played second base last night. Position he played early on in his career, but this year he's been playing a lot in right field here in the last month. That's where he is tonight. It's a base hit for Catalanotto. With a wide turn at first, he'll hold on with a leadoff single. Third hit for the Rangers off Prokopek.
Center fielder number 16, Bo Porter.
Prokopek gives up the leadoff single,
And if you score more than 3 runs against the Dodgers, well, they don't do a great job of coming back and winning.
Now, especially with Brian Jordan, Dave Roberts, Fred McGriff on the DL, these two teams have no such problems. The Red Sox first in all of baseball, and the Blue Jays second.
See, when I look at these two teams, you just want your starting pitchers to keep you in the ball game, keep you close. This team is loaded. Both teams are loaded with such good hitting, you know, that keep your team close and wait for the big hit. Both teams hit great with men in scoring position. You know, that's why I say to Kelvin Escobar and not really to Derek Lowe, because he's probably more established in terms of knowing, probably having more confidence out there on the mound. But to a guy like Escobar, don't beat yourself up. Keep your team in the ball game, and, you know, the hitting will come up for you.
2-2 pitch, line softly into center. A 2-out single for Frank Catalanotto, his second hit of the game. It has been a huge pickup for the Blue Jays this year, just hitting line drives all over the place. Just a couple of years ago in Texas, he hit .330 and finished 5th in the American League in the batting race.
Well, he's a good line drive hitter. Now, he's not a guy that's going to hit you 30 home runs, but he's going to hit you a lot of doubles in these gaps. You know, and this ballpark and AstroTurf is definitely made for his style of hitting.
And he knows if he can just get on, guys like this can do the big damage, and Vernon Wells doubled in Catalanotto last inning.
Frank. Frank from Smithtown, New York, a big Yankee fan growing up before he signed with the Tigers. Big fan of Don Mattingly. Good guy to be a fan of. 1-1 to Frank Catalanotto.
Catalanotto, like a lot of young left-handed hitters who have power, he wanted to pull everything. Be a dead pull hitter.
He pulls that one, and David Cohn has allowed more runners in this game than a pair of old hoes.
You know, Larry Parrish, who was the hitting roving instructor. Yeah, I got you.
Well, hopefully no one else will leave the game prematurely, so you won't have another chance to go for 3.
Well, we'll take a shot at it.
0-2 to Catalanotto. Catalanotto had a single his first time. Frank seeing his first action in left field now after West to left. First action of his career in left field. When he has played in the outfield, it's been only in right field so far. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hard hit past a diving Cora at shortstop. Catalanotto has his second straight single.
Center fielder number 16, Bo Porter.
It was a nice attempt by Cora, but if he catches that ball, all he's going to do is be able to get up, toss it back to the pitcher anyway.
took all the sweat glands out of the left side of Whitey's shoulder. And when he pitched, a lot of times you could see sweat just all up and down the right side, but just as dry as could be on the left side. During the operation, I guess they had to remove the sweat glands or whatever. Catalanotto, 2 balls, 2 strikes, leading off here in the 6th for Texas. David Cohn facing Catalanotto, Kapler, and Alicea. The bottom 3 for the Rangers. Another slashing foul, this time into the upper deck on a sellout crowd here on opening day. The year 2000. Nothing more gorgeous than to look at Yankee Stadium from a player's standpoint and see the stands are full. Catalanotto just laces one into center field for a leadoff base hit. Catalanotto now a 2 for 3 in the game. That'll bring up Kapler.
See some movement in the Yankee bullpen. This is the time that Joe Torre, when he has a lead, he's as good as anybody in not letting that lead get away. And the Yankees, with the material to do it with,
and they mixed in a breaking ball every once in a while. You were seeing Mulder use all of his pitches, changing speeds, and he has an unbelievable curveball.
And right now at 90 pitches, so economical. Randy Johnson with a complete game shutout today for Arizona. So he pitched 9 terrific innings. So he needed 128 pitches. That one inside the line, a fair ball by Catalanotto. And he will easily get into second base to double his first hit tonight. And Billy Koch is warming up in the Oakland bullpen, their closer. Bradford has joined him as well. Koch will be the closer on this Oakland A team. Coming over from
Eric Lowe. This is a big inning for him with Catalanotto, then Vernon Wells, and then Carlos Delgado coming up. This trio of Blue Jay hitters 5 for 6 against Lowe in this game. Make it 6 for 7. Catalanotto has his 3rd hit of the game. Single to left, single to center, single to right. Let's go back to the studio. Pam and Rob.
Right, Dan, the
has had so much success and also a couple of very tough moments in the World Series a couple of years ago, as we all remember. Comes at you sidearm, and he'll face Catalanotto, Vernon Wells, and Carlos Delgado here in the 9th inning. A collapse by the Blue Jay bullpen and the Blue Jay defense the last couple of innings as they blow a 4-run lead. And here's Catalanotto stinging the ball into right field all the way to the wall. It's bobbled by Nixon out there, so Catalanotto has his 5th hit of the game. The 2nd time in his career he's had 5 hits in a ball game.
And as we discussed earlier, these are 2 teams that play the full 27 outs. They keep coming. That's why they're number 1 and number 2 in the American League in batting. They just got him a low fastball and absolutely tattooed this ball to right field. And he's excited about it.
And he was heading for second before Nixon had trouble picking it up on the track. Leadoff man at second, tying.
In the dirt, and it's 1-1 to Catalanotto. Jason Shield making his Red Sox debut after fine spring training. Originally signed by the Braves, scout who is now with the Red Sox. Rob English now scouts for the Boston Red Sox. Part of the deal that involved Ryan Klesko when he went to San Diego. Kilby O'Veras, Wally Joyner, and Reggie Sanders back in 1999. He was originally a 48th round pick, so this is a good story as he gets to the big leagues. The Atlanta Braves was drafted in 1995. Sounds like a broken bat looper that ends up a fair ball down the right field line. Nixon over to play it. A fan grabbed it, so to second base goes Frank Catalanotto with 2 outs and ruins the perfect inning for Jason Shield.
Have we had a perfect inning? Yes. Back in the first inning, Derek Lowe had a 1-2-3 inning.
Number 10.
You're right. It did sound like a broken bat, but Catalanotto keeps it in fair territory. The big bounce up into the stands for the ground rule double.
And the 1-2-3 first is the only 1-2-3 inning for either side, as there have been plenty of base runners today.
Well, the Red Sox fans who have hung around all night tonight looking to be rewarded with a 9th inning comeback. But first, you got to hold down Catalanotto and company. Frank Catalanotto has been a big part of the Rangers' success tonight as a DH. He had a 2-run homer in the 3rd. And believe it or not, it was a double play ball that he hit that got the Rangers 3 runs in the 7th. Wakefield couldn't turn the double play. Error charged to him. A run scored on that one. Rusty Greer, very next pitch, a 2-run double.
Yeah, last inning, Johnny Oates was playing some little ball, a little hit and run, trying to get another run, trying to get that 5-run lead, and now you can see why. Because the Sox are so dangerous coming back. Now it's cut to a 1-run lead, and we are going to see Garcia Parra at the bottom of the 9th facing the closer, John Wetland. And that's why Oates wanted to get as many runs as he could. He knows how dangerous it is playing in this, managing in this ballpark and playing against a club like the Sox who can come back, and they have.
Catalanotto reaches out, sends it towards the alley in right center. That's trouble. It bounces. It's cut off by Gilkey, and Catalanotto, a home run earlier, now a double to lead off the 9th inning.
And big double right there, and you got the perfect guy up here to execute. That's Rusty Greer. Try to get the runner over to 3rd base. Take a look right here. This ball's pretty good pitch. Backdoor curveball. He goes down and gets it full extension just to make contact. That's all he was trying to do, and just hit it in the right spot. The gap in right center field. Cut off by Gilkey, but a stand-up double. Now, Greer, as I said, the perfect guy to execute. He's going to really try to get this ball to the right side.
Had a man on second, nobody out, trying to get something to pull, and he did.
And a lot of years managing in the minors for both of them major league bench coaches. Jack McKee and Buck Showalter, by the way, the other 2 managers who did not play in the majors. Runner at second, 2 down, and Catalanotto hits a high fly ball to deep right center field. This is trouble, and it's gone off the top of the wall, and it bounces out. Catalanotto's 4th hit of the game is a home run, and Toronto takes a 7-3 lead.
Catalanotto got him a breaking ball. This is a hanging breaking ball right over the middle of the plate. And coming into this at bat, he was already 3 for 3, so he was seeing Derek, and Derek Lowe realizes that he made a mistake with that pitch. Didn't get the breaking ball in enough. Left the middle in, and he was able to get the fat part to it. A nice swing by Catalanotto.
Here on deck, Catalanotto hitting 346. You got to be careful. You got to continue to stay with the knuckleball here.
Yeah, a string of left-handers here. Catalanotto, Greer, and Palmeiro. There's the knuckler. One thing Red Sox pitching coach Joe Kerrigan reminds us of, Kevin, the truly outstanding knuckleballers always have had a good secondary pitch they could mix in. With Phil Niekro, the slider, Tom Candiotti had the curve. That ball belted right center field. Everett racing back, looking towards the bullpen. It's gone! A home run, Catalanotto. His 7th of the year, and a 2-out, 2-run home run. It's the Rangers who race on top tonight, right after the Red Sox failed to score in the bottom of inning 2.
Now, Josh, we were just talking about you've got to make the knuckleballer come up as a hitter. If it's up, you got a chance to hit it. If it's about knee high, you got to lay off of it. That ball was up, and watch what Catalanotto does with it. Take a look. See how high that is? That's okay to swing at right there. That's how high that pitch was, and that's why you hit that thing out of the ballpark.
Rusty Greer serves one back out of play.
Most of the time, Wakefield's ball crosses the knees and then bounces down low. This ball started up high, and when it starts up that high around your shoulder, you know it's going to be in the zone. And Catalanotto's eyes lit up. He jumped all over it.
Loyalty here. I know you spoke to David Wells. You know.
I think it's possible to like 2 teams very much.
Fly ball into right. Catalanotto chases it down. Nice pass. Now you've had Boomer on your show after you pitched the perfect game.
Well, Derek Jeter was host. Boomer and Dave Cohn came on playing Yankee Wives.
Former Blue Jays too. I just want to add.
Exactly. It's a very small world.
Did you play any baseball when you
I did.
Hangs in there, hits it hard. Catalanotto to short for one. Return throw to the pitcher, and it's a 3-6-1 double play for the Tigers. Dave told you how well they're playing defensively. Only the Mets have made less errors than Detroit this year.
There's a chopper. Durham boots it, picks it up, throws it away. Here comes Siggy. And this game is tied at 7.
Boy, I tell you, Ray got over there, hit that ball hit right off the heel of his glove, picks it up, Cardinal Sand, throws it away. You get credit for 2 errors on a play like that right there.
Here's Clayton.
I guess Sugi Urbina had somewhat of a similar pregame thing or during game thing where he would sleep also. We have to wake him up about the 6th inning. That's in there for a strike. But this year a little bit different, I think, for the trainers who often would stretch guys while the game was going on. Now with the roles sort of undefined, bullpen by committee, they could have everybody ready right out of the gate, and as a result everybody's in the bullpen to start the game. This is in the left for a base hit for Catalanotto. Everybody will move up a base. Woodward to third, Stewart to second, a single for Catalanotto, and the base is loaded for Toronto.
Catalanotto's had a good series here.
Third at Fenway Park, and Tim Wakefield. A half swing by Frank Catalanotto. Wakefield deflects. Valentin the play, safe at first base. It's a situation where probably Valentin or Garciaparra would have made the play, but Wakefield deflected it. Now it's a base hit.
You see the check swing. I just wonder if Wakefield stretched a hamstring or something, because right now both Valentin and Sandley came in to talk to him. They saw him limping just a tad going back to the mound, but it appears he's
so degradable or not, you cannot litter a teaspoonful of egg out the window.
Catalanotto base hit right field. Tomey tumbling, trying to knock it down. But the Tigers get themselves a 2-out base hit, and Higginson coming up.
Well, Cat really jumps on this first pitch, and this is what you're supposed to do if you're going to swing at the first pitch. It's good to see Cat do this, and Jim Tomey catches a nasty hop. Look at Tomey, think he's going to get in front of it. Good thing he didn't. Ball bounces up. Tigers got a shot. I think he's had a couple good swings tonight.
3 for his last 17. And over a 37-game period, just 206. His first half was spectacular, mostly in spot duty. Luis Alicea missing another game with a strained left calf. Grounder up the middle, and a leadoff single to center by Frank Catalanotto. Defensively, the Seattle team, one of the top 3 in the American League.
Well, Catalanotto, and he's in right field tonight, hitting .283, 1 home run and 8 RBIs.
He's in the lineup because of his numbers against Carpenter, but talk about Carpenter and the sub .500 record. Pitched brilliantly, got a no decision this year. Previously, it had been 0-6 the last time he faced Milwaukee.
And that's a base hit into right center field over to get it Rasmus on a pitch that was up, and it brings in Ryan Braun. So 1-out single for Frank Catalanotto. Game was interesting late last night, but Franklin picked up the save, is nationally leading 36th. He's now 36 of 38.
Got an offer, signed a minor league deal with the Brewers, and the next thing you know, they needed him. And the left-hand hitter takes a strike, and they count 0-1. Among other things, the Brewers lost their right fielder, Corey Hart, who played Saturday night in San Diego and was operated for appendicitis the next day. Throw to first, Cameron back on the bag. Catalanotto, a veteran, 35 years old, out of Smithtown, New York. Left-hand hitter waiting. Out of a stretch goes Schmidt. Looks over at Cameron, who has a pretty good lead. Jason ready and delivers. Catalanotto checks. They'll look, and it'll be a strike called by Lance Barksdale, the third base umpire. So 0-2 the count to Catalanotto. One of those fellas who was really raised in baseball. Played Little League, then he played Babe Ruth League, then Connie Mack League, then of course high school, and then was signed by the Tigers. Frank waiting, left-hand hitter. Schmidt at the belt, and there goes Cameron. The pitch is low, the throw is high. So Cameron steals his sixth. He's now stolen 6 out of 9. And for the second inning in a row, the tying run at second base. Cameron not looking back. It was a straight steal, and he got away with it. So with Cameron at second and 1 out, 1-0 Dodgers, second inning. Catalanotto followed by Jason Kendall. Schmidt looks down the barrel. Russell Martin shoveling his cards behind the plate. The 1-2 pitch coming up. Schmidt will look back at Cameron, and the pitch to Catalanotto is lined into right field. A momentary hesitation by Cameron, so he'll only go to third. He was not quite sure, so he just moves over, holds his hands out to his third base coach, Brad Fisher, as if to say, well, I thought maybe that ball's going to be caught. So he has to look, double check, and then of course loses any kind of speed. So first and third, 1 out, and the batter is the veteran Kendall.
Very special night for Ted and Dottie Drews. Ted Drews, we had some up here tonight, but Ted and Dottie are celebrating their 59th wedding anniversary.
Liner just past Schumacher and into right center. So Catalanotto 2 for 2.
2 for 2. His batting over 400 coming in against Carpenter, and you saw that he got up a little piece of it as he slowed down and changed direction.
Think about the 1-2 combinations at the top of any rotation, and most people point to Lincecum and Kane, but Carpenter and Wainwright actually have a little bit better numbers.
Frank, released by Texas, signed a minor league deal and was fortunate to be called up after spending just 3 games at Huntsville. Next thing you know, he had a big league job and doing all right at 277. They lost Corey Hart. Corey Hart had 11 home runs, 45 runs batted in. Check swing on a pitch in the dirt. They look, no swing, says Lance Barksdale. 2-2 the count. The plate umpire tonight is Randy Marsh. Randy's been a big league umpire 28 years. Went to the University of Kentucky. Worked all kinds of series, including the World Series. Shot up the middle, almost took part of the mound with it. So Catalanotto is 2 for 2. Considering the fact he stole second in the second inning, Dodgers are going to have to watch him carefully again. Jason Kendall had runners at second and third and 1 out in the second inning.
Taking a look at our list of river shots that the Pirates PR department provides us. May 29th, 2006, and a base hit for Catalanotto. Prince fielder bounced one into the river. An estimated 471.
Off-speed pitch. He fires the fastball in underneath the hands.
2-2 the count, 2 outs, 6-2 Cardinals here in the top of the 4th. And again he goes 3-2.
Carpenter feels like going up and introducing himself to this rookie umpire and saying, you know, I'm the guy that has the best ERA in baseball.
I thought one of the pitches to Lopez was strike 3, and Carpenter actually started to walk off, and that hits the umpire, and it's into shallow right field. Over to get it is Schumacher, and that's the last thing that any umpire wants there, and I believe that's Mike Everett.
Mike Everett, and it is embarrassing to an umpire to be hit. 1, it hurts, and 2, and you see him out there trying to make sure he's all right. He just doesn't really move, and then he didn't know which way to move. He gets him inside, maybe around the calf, and Barry Weinberg out to check on him.
Makes it a 6-4 Pirates lead. Frank Catalanotto is 1 for 2. And he lines it to left.
Just like he did the last time. So the old 6th inning bugaboo raises its head again, and it's been a snag inning for Pirate pitching, and Joe Kerrigan wants to come out and have a talk with Kevin Hart. Well, we have a moment, Greg, just want to send along, get well.
Good offensive team. Just what the doctor ordered. Talked to Jim Riggleman after the game, and
Ball.
Said the second. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, he just said that the short outings by the starting rotation it wears down your bullpen. And then when your bullpen's getting beat up, it looks like, well, the bullpen's not doing their job, and really it's the rotation.
And a base hit off the glove of Adam Dunn. Kendall will be next.
All right, now you need to roll 2 right here. Catalanotto, good contact man. Gets a off-speed pitch inside, waits on it with his hands back, and shoots the hole between first and second.
There's another ball pulled through the right side. Scampering to third is Mike Cameron with nobody out.
Well, that's back-to-back hits off of 84-mile-an-hour breaking balls when Sosa throws 95.
Boy, you harped on this last night, Rob, and I'm right there with you. It's just really getting old, wondering where have the fastballs gone.
But the level of the breaking ball hanging in the zone long enough for these guys to hit it. If you're going to throw an out pitch with the breaking ball, no problem. Throw it in the dirt, throw a good one, but don't throw a strike with it.
Looking forward to tonight's instructional. Jerry and Matt Varney and David Nelson.
Frank Catalanotto leads off, and it'll be an extra base hit for the Cat in a pinch hitting role. Pinch hitting for Todd Coffey, and it's a double to start this 7th inning for the Brewers. Catalanotto is really starting to swing the bat well.
And Catalanotto and Jody Garrett are starting to get some pretty good swings at the baseball. You can see that nice down and through. Gets that backspin, able to get that ball into the gap. Ball rolls all the way to the wall. So, yeah, Frank Catalanotto, and they're certainly starting to swing the bat much better. And the more playing time you get, the more comfortable that you get, and you're able to wait back and hit the ball to the opposite field.
They can have their closer back. That's number 1. And then Roy Halladay, who the first 4 starts was great. He allowed only 4 runs. Finally got hit. Finally showed he's a little human. Allowed 5 runs in 7 innings in a loss against the Giants in the beginning of the series. And I think the quote of the week for the Phils is, here's a line shot by Frank Catalanotto, the pinch hitter. That's going to go for extra bases. Catalanotto rounding. He will stop at second. So Frank Catalanotto, who just turned 36, has himself a double here. The Mets keep trying to pour it on. But the finishing thought on Halladay, the quote from the Phillies, how about this? Despite that tough outing in San Francisco, Chad Durbin said, you know what, when Halladay pitches, might as well put the voicemail on the bullpen phone because nobody calls. So the Mets will see Halladay, by the way, on Saturday, guys. It'll be Halladay and Pelfrey in that middle game. And one
to it as well. Here's Catalanotto with one away. And that one's well hit. Deep right center. That's going to get down and go to the wall. Actually, it bounces out of here. And a ground rule double. Probably cost Catalanotto a triple. But an extra base hit for the Cat.
Well done, Frank. He's been sitting in that dugout for 3.5 hours waiting for his chance, and finally got it and gets himself a double. Right down the middle. Nice easy swing by Catalanotto, and able to get out of the reach of Tony Gwynn.
Keep it down. Now your third time through the batting order here. Had great velocity all day today.
His fastball has been good. And his breaking ball, 16, 17 miles an hour slower off of that, really good. Then he throws a breaking ball on 0-2 that gets hit to left center. Catalanotto digging for a couple. And that hurts. He had him 0-2 and threw him a hook that the hitter could reach. That could be disastrous with these next two guys coming.
Well, as you said, 0-2 pitch. He tries to throw a backdoor breaking ball for a strikeout instead of just trying to throw it in the dirt and make him swing at it. We know Catalanotto's a very good contact guy.
Doubled and scored in the 7th inning. He'll kind of be working into this platoon that Ken Maka has with Jason Bourgeois. Bourgeois will get the start against left-handers, and Catalanotto against right-handers until Corey Hart returns.
Yeah, Jody Garrett got his start early in the homestand and was swinging the bat well. Whoever's swinging the bat the best apparently is going to get some playing time. Mike Rivera started back-to-back days because he was hot. Did a nice job yesterday again, Mike Rivera. On base 4 times.
Now that question came up today, and with Rivera's success at the plate, would he get another start today? But the numbers Jason Kendall has put up against Brian Moeller in his career jump off the page at you. So Kendall is back in there tonight. Catalanotto into center field. That's pretty well hit. And that is over the head of Michael Bourne. Frank Catalanotto with a double to start this 2nd inning. And does something not many hitters are able to do, and that's hit one over the head of the speedy Michael Bourne.
Now Brewers couldn't hit one over his head in Houston, that's for sure. Look at a cut fastball that was down in the zone, a nice easy swing, and Bourne playing relatively shallow out there. I think he misjudged it initially. He didn't think it was hit all that hard, but never came close.
Natto. The Mets did a little roster move after the 20-inning game here last night. There's a ball inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. See how they're playing him defensively.
Very shallow for a number 4 hitter, but Catalanotto not that type of number 4 hitter with power.
He's been a very good hitter, but especially against right-handed pitching. 2-1 the count as he took that changeup low. As we mentioned, his first career start as a cleanup hitter. That changeup. There's Ryan from left field, off the bat, and Albert will chase that one down, but holding it first is Catalanotto with an infield hit.
His numbers against Ryan Franklin, but a guy like Franklin, you go up there ready to swing because he's going to probably try and get ahead of you, and it's going to be a hittable pitch.
Little bloop out to left. That's a base hit. Matthews will stop at 3rd. Throw in by Mather. That cuts the lead to 4-2. Things getting a little uneasy now. That's 3 base hits, pair of singles and a double. And now turns it over to the top of the lineup and Jose Reyes. Don't overlook him. He's got a little power in his bat, too.
Well, it's a breaking ball right there, but it's kind of, it's got that arc in there. 7 and hit 2 batters in less than 6 innings.
His entire career was spent in the American League prior to coming to Milwaukee. There's a base hit.
Getting
by the Marlin right-hander is that people just aren't aware as much of what Josh Gibson did in the Negro Leagues compared to the players in the major leagues. This is Catalanotto. He's had an interesting career. He's had a very solid major league career. 35-year-old, 13th year as a major leaguer. Been a 300 hitter a number of times, but was without a job for a long time. Little flare that falls for a base hit. Baseball fans, $250,000 Mustang money tickets are now on sale. Register your non-winning tickets now through
Enforcers. Back to 2 big golfers in BA and The Rock.
Craig, a 30 handicap dropped on him right there.
Wow. There's nowhere to hide at on those courses.
Ooh, man.
Craig, you're going to be exposed, buddy.
30 handicap.
I have a good time, though. I tell you, David Nelson does a lot for the community. He also has a golf outing every winter down in St. Croix. Very good causes. I was able to get down there. I think that I have been blackballed from that outing. I was so bad down there. You know, the grass is a little bit different down there.
Yes, it
is.
is.
Get the feel for it.
Catalanotto with a base hit to start the inning. A little agronomy lesson here by Bill Schroeder as we get started.
Could have been me.
Wasn't a Kentucky bluegrass, huh? With a hint of Sinsemilla?
I don't know. I was, yeah, I'm very rarely in the fairway anyway.
Yeah, the grass you were involved in was somebody's yard.
A foot high.
St. Augustine.
And a nice approach by Catalanotto, taking that sinker to the opposite field. That's what you have to do. You can't try and pull this guy.
Catalanotto with his first hit. The Brewers have their second hit of the game. The push has been the story tonight. 11 punch-outs and only 1 run through 7 innings. Catalanotto sends one over the head of Chris Young. And the Brewers keep banging away here. That is the 15th hit of this game. Catalanotto's second.
That's amazing. You know, you get away from the starting or the pitching staff that the Brewers had to face for 9 straight games. The Giants and the Cardinals, you come in here to Arizona and just 1 hit after the other. 15 hits tonight, 13 hits last night. And the Brewers really putting some good swings on the baseball.
Ball.
Ooh, up and in.
All the way over on the first base side of the rubber. That, for a left-hand hitter, that means you don't have too much time to think about it. And I mean, he's all the way. I mean, his heel is just on the rubber. His foot's not on the rubber. His heel is on the rubber. See that rubber? He's all the way over.
And lined into center field for a base hit. McGee coming around third. Gwynn makes a throw towards the plate. And McGee scores to give the Brewers a 2-1 lead. A 2-strike hit for Catalanotto, is first against a lefty this season. And Milwaukee takes the lead back.
You saw Catalanotto didn't flinch. He just waited for something that he could handle in the middle of the plate and hits it right back up the middle. Junior's throw kind of on the first base side of home plate. McGee never hesitated. He was going to try to score the whole way.
Well, Catalanotto is 0 for 2 against Bobby Jenks in his career. Base hit. There's the base runner the Brewers need. Tying run is aboard. The go-ahead run will come to the plate. Catalanotto's first pinch hit for Milwaukee. And it's going to be Matt Gamble off the bench to hit for Maka. So 2 outs. And Catalanotto. Oh, yesterday, 6 of the 8 runs in the first inning came with 2 outs and nobody on. And the Brewers scored 2 of their 3 runs last inning with 2 outs and nobody on. Nothing a hitting coach loves more than the 2-out rally. Run producing hits with 2 outs goes right to the top of the list on the merit chart for a hitting coach.
No, because in order to do that, it's not just one guy. It's 3-4 guys getting it done. You know, a hit, a walk, then you knock a double. Next guy gets a base hit. So, yeah, that means up and down your order, you know, guys are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
And it delivers such a psychological punch to the opposition. You know, Moeller's up here. He's given up 1 run, but he's got a chance to get out of the inning. No further damage. All of a sudden, 3 consecutive hits. Counsell with the 2-out triple, and he's behind 3-zip. Catalanotto with another base hit. Boy, is he really heating up at the plate.
Yeah, changeup. It looked like he hit a cut fastball over Burton Bourne's head in center field his first time up. That's a changeup that was trying to go away. It left it down the middle of the plate, and Catalanotto able to bang it into center field. Good at bat. Nice job of waiting back on that off-speed pitch.
It has been an extended period of time now. Catalanotto has swung the bat well. You go back 31 games, this being the 31st game, Catalanotto hitting .353.
With the results, Mike Jones was also promoted to Nashville, and J.J. Hardy in his first game with the Nashville Sound hit a home run, went 1 for 4. And one more update I want to give you guys, and that is that Dave Bush as well as Seth McClung have both made progress since going on a disabled list. So good news for both. Bush will make a rehab start on Tuesday, and Seth McClung continues to have bullpen sessions. That is very encouraging. So a lot of pitching news for you guys.
Yeah, a lot of news going on for sure. Thanks, Telly, for rounding all that up. And the Brewers are certainly hoping to get healthy soon. 2/5 of their starting rotation on the disabled list.
And bottom of the order doing a bang-up job in yesterday's ball game.
Catalanotto looks at that one. Cedeno can't get it. That's the 3rd hit for the Brewers. Really sharply hit to the opposite side by Frank Catalanotto.
That ball was definitely stung pretty hard.
Catalanotto had 2 hits in last night's game. He's now 3 for 6 in the series.
Well, you know, one thing that Ron has shown is some real good lateral movement to this point. I've been very impressed with that. But that shows you that, you know, how quickly that ball got through the infield. He only had time to take about a step and a half, and the ball was blind.
And he's a real favorite in that clubhouse.
Off of Smoltz. Let's hope John is okay. And he just wants the ball back. That was a rocket hit back at John Smoltz. It's runners at first and third. That's Barry Weinberg and Tony La Russa, and he says he's all right. Molina called him out.
Well, you come out there anyway, just check. I'm not sure if it got him on the arm or in the midsection. But glove hand. As he got back, he tried to get his, didn't have the reaction time to get the glove in front of him, but comes back off there. You see where I was thinking maybe the midsect third base, the go ahead run on first, and nobody out.
Match to see fielder and the batting stance guy. If you caught Brewers Live pregame, you saw it all. It's pretty funny.
My favorite Prince Fielder impersonation is when he does Jason Kendall.
As Catalanotto singles back up the middle. And the second hit for the Brewers.
Well, the 5 lefties in that lineup, Holy's going to pay dividends for the Brewers today. You mentioned an opponent batting average against lefties coming in at 306, as opposed to a little over 220 against righties. You know, Ross Ollendorf last year.
Bottom of 2, Frank Catalanotto. The blooper. It'll drop. Still plenty of good seats out there. Tony Clark scores. Tigers up 1-0. Sanders will take it from
down the left field line. Here's Catalanotto. Now, with any young pitcher, it's always important to try to get to him early, get him rattled a little bit, see how he responds. And Kevin Mulvey making his 5th major league appearance, had 2 with the Twins, and has had 2 with the Diamondbacks since being acquired in a trade with Minnesota. That happened on September 3rd.
Kind of surprising that the Twins gave up on him, because his minor league statistics not too bad. ERAs in the 3s. He's got a pretty good arm. The 2 teams now have given up on him. Now the Mets not so much. They traded him away for Johan Santana, but the Twins pretty much gave him away.
He was a big prospect in the Mets organization. Just 2 years ago, he was the Mets minor league pitcher of the year, and one of 4 players traded in that Santana deal as he gets ahead of Frank Catalanotto. Catalanotto back in the starting lineup tonight, hoping to advance Lopez here early. Lopez with a leadoff double, just underway from Phoenix, Arizona. An unusual start time. Puts us right into prime time back in the Milwaukee viewing area, and we're glad you're with us tonight on WMLW. This series will wrap up tomorrow, a matinee here in Phoenix. There's a 1:10 Pacific time start, and then the Brewers are headed to Chicago to start a 4-game series with the Cubs. Ball and 2 strikes on Catalanotto. Count remains at 1-2. Catalanotto, a .277 hitter to start the day, has a home run and 8 runs batted in. Corey Hart is back from the disabled list. Hart started the last 2 games in right field, and as they ease Corey Hart back into the regular lineup, Catalanotto will get a spot start every now and then.
Yeah, it seems like a different lineup just about every day for Ken Maka. Mixing and matching, trying to get as many of his players some playing time. Trying to get some wins on the board. Catalanotto in the 2 spot today with Mike Cameron last night.
Cameron's been bumped down to the 6th spot in the order for Ken Maka here tonight, with a right-handed starter on the mound. Yesterday, the Brewers jumped on starter Doug Davis. He did not make it through the 4th inning last night. Gave up 5 runs in 3+ innings. One of his shortest outings of the year. Catalanotto with a base hit. Punches one through the hole at short and third. And the Brewers in business to start it here today against Mulvey. Let's give you that Arizona Diamondbacks defense. Terada Parra.
I mentioned the numbers for Braun against Ryan Dempster, if indeed that's who he's going to face in this ball game from that on deck circle. 5 for 23. That's a .217 lifetime batting average against Demps.
A roller. Baker can't get it, and Dempster will have to face Braun with a tying run on base. So the good.
Actually talked about Catalanotto playing both corner spots as he hits it down the right field line. This could be trouble, and it will hop off the wall. 1 in. Here comes Cameron. He'll score. Catalanotto on his way to third, and he is safe. A triple, and just like that, with 2 outs, this game is tied, and his second base hit, it's 2-2.
hard, has a good split-fingered fastball that he actually learned from an old teammate of mine, Brian Harvey. Remember Harvey? Boy, that guy can bring it.
Had a good Fu Manchu.
Yes, he did.
Clemson guy.
And Brian Harvey's son went to Clemson, along with Steven Jackson.
Base hit. Catalanotto's going to send one to the wall. Catalanotto on his horse, around second, on his way to third. And how about another lead-off triple for the Crew? Second triple of the year for Catalanotto. Council started the 7th with a triple, and now the Catman comes up with one in the 8th.
Well, that ball just scooted right by McCutcheon, who had him shaded around toward left center, just a little bit to the left field side of the bag at second. A bullet down in the strike zone, and you can see how far McCutcheon has to go for it. Gets by him. Once it gets to the wall, you knew that Catalanotto had a shot for a triple. Center fielder not even in the shot until the last second. He had a long way to go.
This ball is always on. Catalanotto gets his first at bat. Low for ball one. 38,986. Paid crowd. Many have headed to their next destination with the home team leading by 8. That's deep to right. Bradley twisting and turning. It's past him and kicks back toward the infield. Garrett's going to score. Catalanotto all the way to third, and he gets in with a triple. It's 13-6. Boy, they've hit a couple balls really hard against Samardzija.
Screaming line drives. The first one right back up the middle. This one down and in right where Catalanotto likes it. Bill Bradley that time got too close to the wall. Either catch the ball in front of the wall or back off and play the carom. That time he got caught in between and slipped on the warning track to compound it, giving Catalanotto an opportunity to round the bases and end up with a triple.
But you should be able to pull David Cone. He's not a hard thrower.
He had one time at bat last night and took a called third strike and that time up. Man on second, nobody down. Tigers trail the Yanks 1-0 second inning. And he takes one up at the shoulder, 1-1. Catalanotto lives in Smithtown, New York. That's out on Long Island. He grew up as a Yankee fan. Swing, a little pop fly down the line and right. Here comes O'Neill. It'll drop in front of him. On to third comes Gonzalez and holds there on the single, and the Tigers have him at the corner.
Well, you can see by the swing that Catalanotto was really trying to pull the ball. Look how he hooks the ball to right field. He said, I got to get him over some way, and he's able to loop the ball in the short right field. The base runner Gonzalez had to hold up. He really didn't know whether the ball was hit that far, and was held up at third base.
Here's the 1-0 to Catalanotto. This is called strike 1-1. It's 2-1. Catalanotto played second base last night. Position he played early on in his career, but this year he's been playing a lot in right field here in the last month. That's where he is tonight. It's a base hit for Catalanotto. With a wide turn at first, he'll hold on with a leadoff single. Third hit for the Rangers off Prokopec.
Center fielder number 16, Bo Porter.
Early, taking batting practice, working on a few things. Catalanotto with a base hit. Cameron is on his way to third, and he'll make it without a throw. So Catalanotto singles, and the Brewers for the second consecutive inning have runners at first and third with one out.
Yeah, Catalanotto's not going to give you too many home runs, but he will put the bat on the ball most of his at bats. Nice short stroke. Not a lot of movement. Barreled the bat right to the baseball. Able to get it just out of the reach of Murphy at first base. And check out Cameron's hustling to third base.
Just for the fun of it. The trophies they give away are the sausages themselves.
Right.
Catalanotto takes a ball, 1-1 the count. Well, Corey Hart sits tonight. Catalanotto in there, primarily for his left-handed bat. Ken Maka getting as many lefties as he can in the lineup. And Catalanotto belts one into left. Second hit for the Brewers against Tommy Hanson. And a one-out base runner for Milwaukee.
Yeah, had a pretty good series in Pittsburgh, did Catalanotto, able to get some base hits and using left field extremely well. Doing this on a pitch that was a good pitcher's pitch, down and away. Just drops the head of the bat on it and sneaks it into left field.
For the Yankees.
Here's the cat up for the Tigers. And he drives one into right. It is his second straight hit in this game. He makes a big turn and holds, and the Tigers have the leadoff man on. 2 for 2 for Catalanotto.
Cat's always been a good hitter every place he's ever played. And this time jumps on the first fastball by David Cone and hits it hard. It looked like he was going to get in the gap, but Paul O'Neill got over there quickly.
Now Joe Randa, who has the Tiger RBI for the afternoon at the plate.
And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hard hit. Pass to diving Cora at shortstop. Catalanotto has his second straight single.
Center fielder, number 16, Bo Porter.
That was a nice attempt by Cora, but if he catches that ball, all he's going to do is be able to get up, toss it back to the pitcher anyway.
All-star against Frank Catalanotto. Tying run in scoring position.
Well, certain guys get the opportunity to get themselves out of trouble that they put themselves in, and Billingsley one of those for the Dodgers. Not sure how long the leash is going to be, though.
Catalanotto is 0 for 2, a couple of groundouts. And he takes a strike. Bases loaded, 2 walks and a single. Fielder and Cameron with walks. Gamble had the broken bat hit. Catalanotto with 1 career grand slam on his ledger. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Big spot for Catalanotto. Getting the start in right field for Corey Hart. Still down with a bruise on his foot. Trying to make a big contribution here in the 6th inning. Dodgers scored 3 runs in the top of this frame to take the lead. 2-2.
Got to be alive if you're at third base with Billingsley out there. A lot of balls in the dirt. One scoots away, you got to be able to score.
Torrey has his infielders back. They'll concede the run for a double play opportunity. Bases loaded, nobody out. Could be Billingsley last hitter. 2-2. Catalanotto lines one to left, a base hit. Fielder scores. And Catalanotto has brought the Brewers to within a run. Good piece of hitting there. An opposite field single. 5-4 Dodgers.
Now hung a curveball and Cat stayed right on it. Didn't try and pull it. First 2 times up, both ground balls to first, rolling over on some pitches, but stayed back nicely. Billingsley made a mistake and he just shot it into left field. Look at this. Watch the way he stays on that pitch. Keeps that front shoulder closed and just bangs it into left to keep the line moving for the Brewers. That is a nice at bat by Catalanotto. Got down in the count 1-2.
And it will be Billingsley's last hitter. So the starter is out. Torrey to his bullpen will take a timeout. Due up for the Dodgers in the 9th inning will be Russell Martin, Orlando Hudson, and Matt Kemp. Good hitters.
That's no walk in the park.
Kemp's a big home run threat as well. Hell's Bells coming shortly. It's a running situation here, Rock.
Well, you never know. You got a guy up there that makes pretty good contact. You've got a sinker baller on the mound. You try and maybe stay out of that double play. Get another man into the scoring position.
Cameron has 4 stolen bases this year. He's been caught once. He looks like he wants to run. Stays put. And big hack from Catalanotto. 1-2 to count.
Troncoso gives you that high leg kick. Not sure if he does it all the time, but if he was going to run, that might not have been a bad pitch to run on.
Brewers Live coming up after the game. Craig and Davey, Telly with interviews. Milwaukee has taken the lead 6-5 here in the 8th on a Gamble home run. Gamble with 2 RBIs tonight, 2 hits and 3 at-bats. Count remains at 1-2.
Well, 1-2, not really an ideal pitch to go on because you do have the opportunity to pitch out. And the defense has the count in their favor. 2 balls and 2 strikes, not a bad pitch to run on, though.
Catalanotto had a big hit for the Brewers in the 6th. An RBI single. Brought him within a run. And he shoots that one to the opposite field. Second hit of the night for Catalanotto. And Rock, you pointed it out. His last at-bat where he pulled and rolled over in the first 2 at-bats. Now he's letting the ball travel a little bit.
He's getting some more playing time. He's getting some consistent at-bats. He's becoming more relaxed at the plate and acting like the hitter that he was when the Brewers called him up. He's a contact hitter that shoots the ball all over the field, and the more at-bats you get, the more comfortable you get, the more you're able to wade back and do what he did.
Catalanotto has made a career out of succeeding coming off the bench, making his 3rd start consecutively tonight with the injured Corey Hart not available to start. And he's delivered 2 hits and RBI. And in just the first 10 minutes, you get your most important news and complete first alert weather on CBS 58 News every single night in the first 10 minutes. Tommy Hanson facing Frank Catalanotto to start this 5th inning. The Brewers have 3 hits against Hanson tonight, a double and 2 singles. Catalanotto with his 2nd hit. Well, he went to the opposite field in the 2nd. He pulls one here to start the 5th. 2 for 2 is the Brewer right fielder.
Well, great play by Felipe Lopez to end the threat at the top of this inning. A nice backhand pickup, and looked like he had to avoid the second base umpire on that throw. Check it out. Nice job by the umpire getting out of the way and able to get the out. That ball gets by him. That's a run. 6 already this year.
40 wins, 35 losses. Tied for first in the National League Central. Actually, the Brewers percentage points ahead of the Cardinals in the Central. The Cardinals have played 2 more games than the Brewers have. Catalanotto, another base hit. So Frank Catalanotto with his 2nd hit, thinking about a double. He's on his way, and he will make it. A hustle double for Frank Catalanotto.
Well, you got to love the hustle. Well, it took those outfielders for the Mets a while to get there. Ball just to the second base side of second base. Ball down in the strike zone. Nice job by Brian O'Nora getting out of the way. Catalanotto never slowing down around first base. He was thinking double right out of the batter's box and able to get in there with a leadoff double. Another good start for the Brewers.
Brewers have had a ton of base runners tonight. 8 hits. Frank Catalanotto leads off for the Brewers. Catalanotto starting his 4th consecutive game with the injury to Corey Hart. Might see Hart back in there tomorrow. We'll see. Catalanotto really showed some impressive at-bats last night. You know, the first 2 at-bats he rolled over and hit ground balls to the right side, and then you can almost see the light go on with Catalanotto, who's been trying to get some reps, trying to see some more pitches, and he had 2 opposite field hits his next 2 times up.
Yeah, did a nice job on a 2-strike curveball, just serving it into left field. Got a base hit his next time up.
That one's hit well, deep right field, way back there, and Catalanotto has gone deep. Frank Catalanotto with his first home run as a Brewer, and the Brewers have a 3-0 lead.
I'm saying, forget about those opposite field flares to left. I'm going to hit one out. Well, he got a fastball up, out over the plate. And you can see Catalanotto, a nice easy swing. Not a whole lot of movement with the legs. Just standing tall and dropping the head of the bat on it. And that ball jumped off his bat. 3-0 Brewers.
Well, isn't that how it works, though? You start thinking opposite field, and then the home runs follow.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you can react inside. You can react like that to a pitch you can pull when you're looking away. If you're trying to pull it and they throw you outside, you really don't have much of a chance.
And a frustrating day offensively for the Brewers. And tip your hat to Mike Pelfrey.
A lot of ground ball outs, only 5 fly ball outs given up by Pelfrey today. That sinker's been working very well.
Francisco Rodriguez will have the 9th. Catalanotto got the start back on Monday night. Had 2 hits, on base 3 times. Lines out into left center. That's down for a base hit. So Frank Catalanotto with a pinch hit single.
Yeah, he started Monday night's game and had a good day at the plate. One of the reasons why you'd like to try and get your bench players some starts from time to time, give them those consistent at bats. Catalanotto with 2 hits on Monday and delivers a pinch hit here today. Brewers have had a tough time with the pinch hits this year. Catalanotto delivers with 2 outs.
Tying runners aboard, and here is Counsell.
And ordinarily you face a lot more right-handed batters than you do left. That's a lot of home runs for lefties.
Last time Catalanotto started a game was the 29th of June, and he responded with 2 hits. He was 2 for 2 with a double, scored a run. Veteran bat. The Brewers picked him up. Texas Rangers had released Catalanotto this spring when they chose to go with Andrew Jones as their 4th outfielder. A bouncer and a base hit. Catalanotto shoots one the other way, and the Brewers in business here the 2nd. A walk and a single, 2 on with nobody out, with Cameron coming up.
Hey, you love the approach of Catalanotto. He's going to just take what the pitcher gives him. Not going to try and pull the baseball. A tailing fastball up and away on a 2-1 count. Actually a 2-2 pitch, and able to bang it into left field. Good at bat for Catalanotto. A lot of fastballs so far for Wellemeyer, both against lefties and righties.
Rally caps are on. See what Catalanotto gets here, 3-2. Croso with 13 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings. As far as earned runs go, he's given up 4 unearned runs, but 0 earned runs during that stretch. Little bouncer coming in is for call. He's got a big hop. The throw is late, and Catalanotto beats it out.
Well, one more base runners. Then you get the power hitters to come up. Hey, get Jason on, then you get Corey Hart, Ryan Braun, and Prince Fielder. That's all you want. You put yourself in a position late to win the ball game. A high chopper off the end of the bat, and for Call coming in, even with his good arm, not able to get Catalanotto, who gets down the line pretty well. Didn't get much on the throw.
Brewers get the call, very close at first base.
Frank Catalanotto batting for Stetter. Up the middle to start the 9th for the Brewers.
Let's see if we can just take a closer look at that play at first base with Garrett Jones. Different angle and slower.
Hard to tell. Very close.
Call.
Hard to see if he got that heel on that bag there.